Tropical Fish Keeping, July 2021. Silvias cichlid. Looking for an easy-to-spawn project that isn't just another mainstream fish? Why not try the yellow crib, writes Liam Roberts. What springs to mind when I say West Africa? Regional unrest from rival crime lords? Isolated tribes haven't been contacted in decades? Untouched jungles full of life? For us fish keepers, maybe the Congo. But there's so much more to West Africa, such as a charming dwarf cichlid from the Niger River system. This is Pelviachromis silviae, and Silvia is the lady this particular cichlid is named after, the wife of the Austrian ichthyologist and West African fish expert Anton Lambert. Throughout the trade, the fish is known as the yellow crib, and was formerly known to science as Pelviachromis species affiliated subcellatus, believed to be a close relative of Pelviachromis subcellatus up until 2013, when it was formally described. The key differences between the two fish are body shape and colour. Pelviachromis subcellatus has a much narrower, slender body, and intense colours of purple and gold on the body. Meanwhile, Pelviachromis silviae has a stocky body that gives it more of an obvious presence. The colours are also spread further, even to the fins, especially on males. If P. silviae hadn't been associated with P. subcellatus, it likely wouldn't have been as popular. Pelviachromis subcellatus was for a while an extremely rare fish, so anything resembling it was snatched up, which unintentionally gave P. silviae a firm foothold within the hobby. I sourced mine at an Aqualife Leyland, where I noticed a group of fish that had come to the shop simply as Pelviachromis sp. I promptly bought the whole group. Thus began a journey of trying to find a correct identification. Initially, the experts I asked were torn between the fish being P. silviae and P. subcellatus, but we concluded that I indeed had the former. You'll find P. silviae in any typical West African river biotope of decomposing organic material with low flow and plenty of cover and few, if any, plants. Asked about the biotope, Anton Lambert says, "The biotope is not known exactly, possibly endemic in tributaries of the lower parts of the Niger River system. There's still plenty to learn about this elusive fish. Provide a spacious layout with a sandy substrate, plenty of ground cover in the form of palms, leaves, rocks and wood, along with plant pots and seed pods, and plant with Vallis, Java fern and Danubius on wood. Aim for around 6.5 pH and low TDS with a slight tan to the water. It wants to be especially soft. Don't be afraid to really choke the tank full of natural decor, as the fish will use this to their full advantage. My method of breeding with all of my dwarf cichlids is to start with a group and allow nature to take its course and let the fish form their own pairs. This way you have a natural bond. I've tried buying sexed pairs before, but this rarely works. Once a pair is formed, put them into a tank with plenty of cover and broken lines of sight. Provide seed pods, clay pots or anything else that'll form a cave, and this is where they'll lay their eggs. Condition them to spawn with cool water changes and live food such as mosquito larvae. But remember, veggies make up a good chunk of most West African cichlid diets, so don't overdo the meaty foods. If the mood is right, males will start displaying to the female, and they'll both start clearing a suitable spawning site. Now just sit back and wait, as eggs should follow soon after the cleaning stage. Both parents take an active role raising their fry and are extremely protective, with the female taking the lead role in guarding the fry while the male does perimeter checks and keep any unwanted guests away. After 6 weeks to 2 months, the fish will now look like mini parents and start to explore the aquarium alone. This is then it's best to remove the parents from the tank and allow the fry to mature alone. Simply condition the parents again by giving them another break from each other, and then when reintroduced, they start spawning afresh. Easy! The yellow crib. Scientific name, Pelviachromis silviae. Pronunciation, Pelviachromis silviae. Size, 2 to 8 centimeters males. Origin, the Niger River, Africa. Habitat assumed to be slow-moving streams and shallow ponds or rivers with leaf litter. Tank size 60 by 30 by 30 centimeters. Water requirements: soft and acidic, slightly alkaline water, 5 to 7 pH, 2 to 8 H. Temperature 23 to 26 degrees Celsius. Temperament relatively peaceful but will be aggressive when spawning. Feeding wholly unfussy, off of flakes, pellets, live and frozen daffy, and occasional vegetables. Availability and cost: not a common find, but does appear in specialist stores. Prices from about £7.50.